Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Shreveport Sewing Center here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm going to show you the Baby Lock Enterprise. This is a 10 needle, and we're going to show you how to do a simple applique frame. So I'm going to come over here and hit my USB button, scroll down, and I'll find my frame. Once I have it, I'll hit set and come over here to my colors. And if you'd like, you can change the colors of the thread to make them all the same. Okay, and then you'll want to put a stop. If you have a multi-needle, you'll need to do this so it'll stop for you to cut. If you don't have a multi-needle, it'll automatically stop for you. Once we do that, we'll go to the edit screen and make sure it's centered. Okay, then I'll come here. The color I want to use is on number 1. And so my screen already says 1. So then I'll just hit lock and start. And it's going to do a run stitch for me to show me where to place my fabric. So now I'll place my fabric down, covering the run stitch, and try to make sure it's as smooth as possible. And then hit lock and start, and it's going to do another run stitch for me. Now we cut. These are double curved applique scissors that I'm using, and I'll just cut around the run stitch as close as I can possibly get it, but without cutting the stitch.
Can you buy those scissors here?
You can. They are $19.99.
And what's the store's phone number?
It's 688-2402.
And you do shipping, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cut as close to the thread line as you can.
Right, without snipping the thread line. This is so whenever you do the satin stitch, it's easier to cover the fray of the fabric. Okay,
Cool.
and now we'll put it back on so it can run our satin stitch. We'll hit lock and start.
Almost to the end of putting the satin stitch. And what's next?
Next we're going to put some initials in the middle, and we'll use the camera for that.
Okay.
So it's telling me it's finished, and I'll just press OK, and then I'll hit my home button so I can start over. It's going to ask if I want to delete my pattern, and I just say OK. Now I come to the USB button again. Find my initials. Okay. Now I'm going to hit the camera button, and it's going to tell me that my frame is going to move, and I'll press OK. And then I wait for the machine to recognize the design.
That's a really cool feature on this machine.
It is. It's very high tech with it. Okay, and when it's done, it displays my picture on the screen, and using these arrows I can move my initials to where I have it centered in the frame. And then after I do that, I can do a test to make sure it's in the middle. So I'll hit lock and cut. And move it just a little more this way. And if you want, you can run a trial, and it's going to show you with the one needle down where the placement of the initials is going to be, just to make sure you're not going to go over the frame, the edges. And once I see that that's okay, I'll go to my sewing screen. And it says number 2 here, but I'm going to use number 1 again, so I'll come here. And this is my spool swap, so I'm going to hit 1 and 2. And the swap button, and hit close, and now it says number 1. So now I can lock and start. It's going to put my initials in there.
And the purpose of that is the thread number 1
right
spot. Okay.
You can go by color, but it's easier to go by the number because the color is going to change.
So in the real world, this is a t-shirt.
Right, and this design can be put on a left chest or a right chest, or you could put it on a jacket, or you can make a patch out of it and place it on a bag or a backpack.
Doesn't go slow, does it?
Not at all. And it tells me it's finished. I'll just press OK. And then you take your hoop off, and you're ready to cut it out for the garment.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.